Okay, we're back on our carburetor here. Scooby's getting adjusted over there. Alright, so, yeah, Scooby's working hard. Scooby, what are you doing? You having fun over there? Yeah, Scooby's good. Scooby's good. Alright, so I had to go find some fiber washers here. So this is hard to come by. This isn't quite the right size. So we had to make it fit onto this here by cutting and tweaking on it. So we're trying to get the correct one still. And this fiber washer here works good for on the float bowl here, needle. There it is, right there. And also on the filter right over here. It almost looks like they cut it for an O-ring, but I know they didn't. Alright, so we're going to work on our float bowl, and then we're going to finish up our carburetor here. So you're in charge of holding. Put Scooby in charge. Yeah, Scooby can do it. Okay, let's get a little closer. Alright, so you didn't check for the fitment of this, did you? Is that sealing? Well, you're sucking on it, stayed up. Can't be too bad. Dad can put his tongue on there and do a vacuum test. I can't do that. Someone asked what kind of float we're using. We're using a black one. That's what I told them. It says Lincoln on it. I'm thinking it's made to fit a Lincoln. What do you think?
It's the right brand. It does say 33 to 52 WL.
Good thing we have one of those.
Yeah.
Got one down in the damn knucklehead parts on here.
It fits an EL and a UL and a VL and an FL.
VL, WL, what the hell's the difference? I don't know why they put the nut on upside down. It's supposed to go on this side. Doesn't go like that.
I don't think so.
I know it doesn't. When all the trouble to put it in there, you'd think they'd put it in there correctly. See, that screwdriver's the wrong size to go in there. So you're going to break it. See how they helped you out? See, whoever assembled it didn't know what the hell they were doing. They thought the nut was not supposed to rotate. That's for this to go in here so it stays put. I always like it when people are helping you out. Maybe go find me a smaller screwdriver.
We'll put it in the press.
You gonna help, Scooby? Scooby's gonna help. How hard can I press on before I break it? My special screwdriver wrench. That's how it's supposed to go. You think they'd be cheap and give you like a washer or something to go in there? Why is it all bent? So it's cup shaped. Where's your lock washer? They didn't give you one? They didn't give you one?
Haven't seen one.
Didn't come in the kit? That's too big of a screwdriver to go in there. Let's use a small one. Scooby didn't like that noise. Look at that. He's shaking now. Yeah, Scooby didn't like that noise. What's wrong, Scooby? You don't like that noise? Breathing heavy now. Well, I would think there should be some kind of a washer on there.
So it has adjustment in and out a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way you can set it in here where it needs to
Oh,
be.
so it centers.
Yeah, you don't want to drag. So I'm thinking I need some kind of a washer on here. Some type. Harley, they just put a dab of varnish on there. I think that's all they used. We're not that good around here. We don't use varnish. So I'm thinking just like a little... I always like the mechanical washer instead of a star washer on this stuff. It's pretty dinky. Scooby's going to help us down there. Alright, so I'm going to go see if I can find me a washer. Be back. Okay, the smallest washer I could find was the same one we used on the throttle butterflies. It's a little bit too big on this one, but it's better than a stupid star washer. So at least it'll still dig in though and do what it needs to do. I'm going to use a little bit of Loctite too. There we go. Make sure this works freely. Stick this into here. Tricky, huh? I always put these from the left. Now if we get some more washers, we can put them in here. I'm going to try to order up some washers.
Will that get a fiber washer too, or just a...
Yeah, I would put one in there if I had it. Not a lot of room for a fiber. See how much pivot you got on there?
Yeah.
A little short. They didn't use them on these. They only used them on the bottom down here.
That should have been above the fuel level.
It's right at the fuel level. So it's too low. Or too high in this case. So you hold it down there and you push here. Hard on your finger. Not enough, see? Alright, so time for some adjustments. They're coming for you, Scooby. So we don't want to push on the float at all because it can snap it off. We have to bend this down a little bit somehow. So usually I put a pair of pliers right across here. like that. I think we're okay on our dimension this way, so look a little bit further. It's a brass screw, so you can't get too carried away, unless you want to. Okay, so now the force is being taken by the plier. Spin it up a little bit. No, wrong direction. Down a little bit. Factory torque. So you want a 1/4 inch, we're about 3/8 right now. Just reach into there and give it a little bit of that. You want to make sure it's not rubbing on anything. See, the float could go this way because see how it's close here in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You still got a lot of room back there still, it doesn't matter. The more you get this way, the more leverage you got on lifting the float because it holds it down more. So it's only a small difference, but that leverage doesn't matter. That's a little bit too low in my opinion. That looks better. See, it's pretty even all the way around, about a 1/4 inch. So you put pressure, a little light pressure each direction, make sure it does not rub on anything. When these pivots get all loose, they slide the back and forth and they rub on the side, can cause a problem. So you either got to fix the pin by doing an oversized deal, or you can grind the float away a little bit if you want, or you just live with it. When you're kickstanding, it might rub and stick a little bit. When it's running, it'll vibrate enough it won't matter, but when the bike's not running, it might stick a little bit and float on you, so you want to have it as loose as you can to work correctly. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now, do you want a gasket on here or not?
I would think there's supposed to be one, isn't there?
No.
Oh, doesn't need one?
No. They leak anyway. It's up to you. We can put one in there if you want. It's up to you.
You don't put a gasket at the bottom?
No, I'm not done yet.
Oh.
See how it's bouncing there? It's causing it to bounce. Must be hitting on the back side over there. It doesn't go on this side, it goes on this other side. It's hitting down on this. Okay. So now it doesn't hit, see? You go all the way there and you come back about to here, and that's where it goes on usually. Sometime over here, but usually about there. It varies a little bit depending on your application. So this one has a little washer you made up. Now this one you do not want it to leak. If it leaks, you'll have a new leak. Be careful about stripping those out. That was pushing it for torque, but I don't know if the washer's compressing or pulling threads. It's kind of mushy feeling. So being that real thick washer that you had, because that was pretty thick washer, it's probably 50 thou at least, maybe 60. That'll might loosen up, so you have to come back and retorque it maybe. So you want to put a gasket in there or not?
I would prefer a gasket.
Okay. You got one?
Not in my pocket.
You have one in your pocket? What about a manifold gasket? One in the pocket?
Nope.
Missing that too? So you want a gasket for that too then?
Probably.
What about out here?
Yeah, probably need one there too.
They never made one here though.
Oh,
You're going to put that on there?
but that goes on over the air cleaner, right? The base for the air cleaner.
Yeah, wherever that is.
It's at my house.
Well, I don't know if it fits then. We might have to do some special work on this to make it fit. You don't think these things fit out of the box, do you?
It's made by Harley. It should fit right perfect.
No, it's made by
Oh.
Vortec.
Vortex.
You ever heard of that guy in Taiwan?
Oh. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Just like that. Makes it flow more air. And then you got to find some screws because the bolts aren't going to work.
Oh, the ones that came with it.
Yep. And these are 1224 thread, as I recall. So nice standard thread. So you got some screws for that? More issues?
Only the ones that came with the
They didn't come with it.
bike,
They didn't.
so they don't fit.
Nope. This is all custom stuff here. And it looks like it's cut for a Philister head screw, which I'm sure you don't have. And a 1224 thread. About that long, maybe. I don't think there's room for a lock washer either. I guess under racing conditions you don't need a lock washer. Okay, so what are you looking for now?
Gasket.
Gasket, screws. What else are we looking for? Cotter key probably. You got any washers for here?
What about those that were laying there? Not the right ones? Oh, those are too big.
So it looks like we need a washer or two and a cotter key. That's a big list of stuff you need.
Yeah.
Do you have any of those parts laying around?
I may have some at home. Some little washers and cotter keys.
Alright, so we're going to go find some parts. We got this working though. Okay, let's go see if we can find a whole bunch of parts. Yeah, Scooby.